It's episode 4.
Welcome!
Everybody was lost in the tunnels after a sick fight where they threw a bunch of stuff. Like children.
Did I throw a child?
We were very upset.
Yes, you threw a child, which was my hopes and dreams and my ability to speak the English language.
That wasn't me, that was Chris.
Hey, not my fault, man.
I home run batted a bunny. That was my extent of
All I
crime.
did was roll some dice. Too bad.
Yeah, you're all hungry. You're either going to need to stop, figure out which one of you guys are going to eat, or you could eat some awful, disgusting chocolate.
I don't want to touch that stuff.
Same.
Let's just go back and loot.
If you would like
shops.
If you would like, you could make another attempt to. Oh, you're thoroughly.
We can't get out of the service tunnels.
You could probably get out.
I want to make an attempt out.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me some rolls. Some bread rolls.
What would that be?
Perception. Yeah, just to kind of figure out where to go. What place has
4.
15.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, alright. Well,
16.
okay. How much?
15.
16?
I'm just following you guys.
Nate is still fucking around with the plates.
You know
Okay.
where we are, right, guys? And Techno's just like, yeah.
Alright, after a while, it seems like you guys are making decent enough headway. You're starting to see signs of, danger, electric shock, and stuff like that, and you imagine that's probably pretty good. One thing that has been pretty persistent, though, is you can still smell the burnt sugar, bad chocolate stench in the area. And yeah, after a little bit, you guys come upon it. The power source of this area's, I don't want to say generator or anything like that, the
Power source.
reactor type thing, doesn't take too long to realize it. It's being siphoned. It's hooked up to some cables and stuff like that, and the cables are running back through a bunch of stuff, and out towards more or less where you came from. The other thing is that it is covered in the goop, in the chocolate goop. It's here. It is getting a lot of heat from this, and it's also probably damaging it in some way. It's not. It's all one large mass. It's not individual little bits or anything like that. So, what are you guys gonna do?
Quick question. When we enter into this room or the reactor, does the mass react to us in any shape or form?
No, it seems to be content to just get the energy that's coming off of.
I want to throw the battery at it.
Okay. It's easy enough to do. You throw the battery at it. Real quick. You throw the battery. It gets into this stuff. It is extremely hot. You can tell that the surface of the battery, whatever casing that it had, is reacting to the extreme amount of heat coming from it. Probably charged, but the battery sinks into the goop, and before it sinks in, you can see it kind of pop at the seams, and some of the battery acid or whatever core is.
Well, that doesn't look good.
So
I have
it's
an idea.
extremely hot. Is there any aside from the cords that are connecting? We see cords going out to where it came from. Do we see any cords that are not covered in goop that we could access, or is there a computer terminal nearby?
There's a lot of technology in this area. There's definitely a console that you could take a look at.
I'm gonna take a look at that.
Okay, you go over to the console. The first thing that it asks you is to give an employee sign.
I have an idea. So the cables look like they're siphoning power from the core?
Yeah, there's stuff that's obviously not meant to be here that's plugged into this thing. Somebody at some point hooked up something to draw power directly from this source.
All right, I have an idea. This requires
And
teamwork.
the goop is all along those cords as well.
Fish and Ace. You get your 2 halves of the scissors, you put them together, and you cut the cords. Or cables, or whatever the fuck.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
And not to mention, very dangerous, because
Oh,
electricity.
Everything's dangerous right now.
I found a console over here. Let me try to figure that out before we do anything drastic.
Is there any
Did you-
way I could try to, like, hack it?
Hack the console?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could
Would
probably
it just be like a computer check, or...
I am sure that there are rules for this in Starfinder, but being as I kind of don't care, we'll start off with, we'll do a computer check.
Okay. I have a +8 in that.
I have a...
With a...
I'm untrained.
We're going to have it at a pretty high DC, though.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a 13.
That doesn't do it. The security measures for the console immediately recognize that you're a foreign computer trying to connect with it and restrict your access so heavily you couldn't even attempt to hack the...
Damn.
Does that interfere with me with the computer, or...?
No, you still have access to the touchpad and everything like that. You could try and brute force some passwords and passwords and names and stuff if you wanted to.
I'm gonna try that, and I'm also gonna try typing in
Your name?
Yeah.
Okay. Which do you do first? Yours or...
I'm gonna try my name first,
Okay.
because I want to know
You put your name in. We'll say you just guess some numbers as well. Nothing happens. Your name is not recognized.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to...
Brute force it for a bit.
You
Okay.
saw a list of names, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. But I don't think they... Can I recall those names? And did anyone...
So none of the names were listed and what positions they... Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can remember that there was a list of names stuff. None of them had any sort of jobs connected to them, but you do know that a fair few of them did have the Eternity as their surname.
Okay.
So you could assume that that's probably what there's a good chance that one of them would have been a surname. There was a series of numbers associated with them. Let me see if there's any sort of skill checks you might be able to make. Give me just a wisdom check. So a D20 roll plus your wisdom modifier,
Oh, that's
which
fine.
would be
0.
0. So just go ahead and give me a roll.
That's
See
an
if-
8.
An 8. You can't really remember what the numbers were. I'll say if you really wanted to, you could roll a percentile.
Okay.
And if you roll a 100, you brute force and figure out what one of the names are. And just type it in.
Alright.
So if you wanted to do that, you totally could.
I'm going... That's a 70, so...
70? No. So the computer's still there. Nothing. The doesn't seem to be too much going on with the goop. It's
I'm still gonna stay next to the console and see if I can do anything.
okay. So you're continuing to mess with the console. Anybody else want to try anything?
Is there anything else in the room that, like, technical stuff or,
So there is emergency supplies for like workplace accidents. There's for the most part just like smaller, I don't know what the proper terminology would be for it, but like smaller consoles to interact with things that would be coming off of the main power source. We'll say that you guys can spend a little bit of time in here to kind of figure out what is this and what all is going on.
yeah.
For the most part, the power comes from this area and is branched off in multiple different ways that will go to either privately owned businesses or just to the public areas and stuff like that. The power output is being drained heavily. Whatever's plugged into it is obviously taking a lot more power than this thing is used to putting out. But this doesn't seem to be like... These things are relatively local. And it sort of spiderwebs out. There's the largest one that spiderwebs out to smaller ones that then spiderweb out to the actual use areas for them. And you guys have found the larger main one for this section.
So we found like kind of the next to this area.
Yeah, for this general area of the ship.
Yeah.
So whoever was siphoning stuff wanted the power right from the source, cutting out all of the middlemen, all of the safeties and everything like that.
Fresh power.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over, and as he's trying to like figure out how the fuck to get into this thing, he's like, "Does anyone else have any ideas?" I come up with like my big barbell thing. I'm like, "I have an idea. It worked really well a little bit ago."
Yeah, but it might break the reactor and we'd lose power.
And we won't.
But it also might work.
I would advise against it.
Oh well, I have my own thing anyway. It's okay, and I'll like set the barbell down, Indian style, sit again. I don't think we should call it that. I feel like that
Cross-legged.
crisscross applesauce my way down there, and I'm going to take out the plates and I'm going to start fucking with them again.
Okay. So you're working on taking things apart, putting them together.
I'm
doing
doing
stuff.
I don't know what this is, but it feels good.
Yeah, it feels right.
Not sexual, mind you. It is technological in nature.
You vocally clarify this to the group.
And
we're just like,
I'm
okay.
like half paying attention. I'm like, that good for you, I guess. Good
You
on
do you.
You do you. Is there the console that I'm working on?
Yes.
Is it just like a? I guess I'm trying to figure out like the description of it. Is it like? Is there something underneath I can get into to access hardware or?
You could, although at that point you'd basically just be taking the thing apart. It seems pretty industrial, which means that it's very straightforward and there's not a whole lot of extra that you can do with this thing.
Okay. So it's just basically I have to get the password.
You use it if you want to use it as intended. You would need the password.
Okay. Is there like because of the area? Is there a desk or nearby that may have information?
Someone left their password out.
This isn't really an office space as much as it is like people would come in here, do something to the power, like flip a breaker or whatever, and then leave.
Okay.
The computer more or less seems to be similar to like a punch card, and probably also a method of interacting with the system itself.
All right.
Here, I don't know. I have no
Well, there's we can do some rolls to help you guys. All right, let's look
Let us roll.
at what role I want you guys to do.
I'm good at computers.
All
but...
right, so engineering. You could make an engineering roll. You could make a computer roll. You could make a life science roll. Or you could make a perception roll.
Wait, quick question. Is this like roll?
No, you'd be doing this individually.
Okay,
You're each assessing the problem. You can choose out of those, and I'll give you an idea of what you can.
Computer for me.
Computer? Okay. So go ahead and give me a roll. Chris, what are you doing?
I'm doing a engineering. That is a 30-20.
Okay.
36.
36? Okay. All right. Did you want to try anything?
Yes, I'll try
Austin, did you
perception
want to try anything? Or are you too busy?
Too busy
Okay.
figuring out maybe something. This is from my past.
Okay.
32, by the way. I messed up.
32? Jesus.
32 on computer, that was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I see.
Do you want to make this check on the actual console itself or just in...
We'll go... I like to do it on the computer, but I'll do it
on the specific... Okay. We'll say that the power output for this area and everything, you don't want to shut this off. Whatever the issue is, it's going to be power that's being siphoned off. Either needs to be unplugged from here, or you need to shut off whatever it's connected to, or you need to get rid of this goop and then unplug it. There isn't really... Realistically, there wouldn't be a whole lot here that you could probably do to resolve the situation, apart from just cutting off power to whatever's siphoning it.
Man, a 32 well used.
I mean, it shows that, like, if we were to bash the thing, cause a power failure, it would have been a very, very bad decision.
Well,
I mean, I kind of got
in
that
general,
anyway.
breaking and hitting electronics most of the time doesn't work out.
Yes.
But
we...
it has in the
Awesome.
past for some.
I go ahead and tell the group, but...
Again, the other things that you know about this, like all of you know about, like the goop's got tech in it, and it relies on heat to stay liquid or
Yeah.
Liquid.
yeah, not exactly liquid, but to stay in its gelatinous state.
Yeah, I got you.
And yeah, it seems to be using the most available source of heat to do that. Although
Slurp.
they do seem a tad bit... We'll say this one's just kind of a gimme. The smaller ones seem to be a little bit more simplistic in their thinking. They react to movement. They lock onto something, go for it when it seems like it's going to do something. And the larger one planned a little bit. But the largest amount of this stuff that you've seen so far has been completely docile. It hasn't been actively doing anything.
Well, it probably doesn't attack unless you...
We'll also say that there's a "You Are Here" map, so you guys can get out if you want to.
Thank you.
I think our best bet might be...
I also agree with that, because trying to disable the power here might elicit a response from this thing that may not be...
Okay. Alright, so you guys are going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
and follow it.
I tap the orc on the shoulder and say, hey, we're moving.
Okay.
We're moving.
You begin to move and to follow this cord. It's actually not that difficult to follow, mainly because this chocolate is on whatever this cord is, wherever the power source is going. That also seems to be where the chocolate is coming from. And after a period of time, you guys get to the place that you had seen earlier. You're now coming from the inside of the building out, or the inside of the store out. And it's pretty easy to see what's going on here. In the back room, this place, almost all of the food, almost all of the edible material here seems to be being extruded out of an assembly ooze. There's a series of them that are all confined and hooked up to computers and stuff and are creating food, or they've been provided type of food and are creating more of it and putting it onto more or less an assembly to be sold.
Ooze?
An assembly ooze. So when you look at it, it's more or less a cube. It's kind of like a gelatinous cube, although it's made out of it looks like it's made out of a series of small blocks.
Okay.
It's nanomachines, son. But there's one that is gone catastrophically wrong and is just spewing out from all sides this goop.
Any place that I could...
There is. The cords that you're following are plugged into all of the machinery in this area.
Can I just get the one that...
You could, but there's... The chocolate is everywhere. So you're going to have to deal with the chocolate to get
Acrobatics. And or something.
Are you sure you're not part spider?
you.
I have an athletics of +7 and +9.
You
This is
feel
my
like
thing.
okay. You feel like the stuff that you want to do, you can physically probably do it. The one thing though
couldn't
is
get
you're
the
gonna
cord.
have to clear some space.
Okay.
So yeah, you're gonna have to clear some space to actually get to where this stuff is hooked up. At this point, the siphoned cord has split up to multiple machines, but some of them are off and not doing anything. But the assembly use is still there. Other ones are on, but whatever material that was provided to them is not considered food by it, and it's not reproducing it.
Okay.
But this stuff is unlike the other ones. So normally the assembly ooze will assemble the object inside of it and then extrude it out of the cube. But this, it seems like the chocolate or whatever has permeated the cube itself entirely. So it's whatever the chocolate is, it's messing with the assembly ooze itself, and you can probably guess that that's what the stuff that was inside the.
Okay, how do we start clearing out this chocolate? We need to shut that thing off.
So when we enter the room, is it just like covered
You're-
in chocolate, or
Yeah, you're essentially exiting out of more or less a supply-ish kind of closet into the back room of a very large chain restaurant place. The assembly ooze that is causing the problem, the problem ooze here, is most of the kitchen area is covered in this stuff. It's not all up onto the walls or anything like that. It's mostly over the floor. But it has worked its way out over into the food eating area, and then out even further into the hall. And as you saw when you guys first entered that place when you had the fight, it goes hanging over the railing. It's spreading out as more mass gets pumped out of this thing. And that's the thing, is it is still extruding out more. Excuse me. It is still extruding out more of the chocolate.
it's literally the blob?
Yeah, it's a big chocolatey blob.
All right.
So the stuff it's assembling, the good shit, is it like burger?
So whatever food was in the assembly use requires essentially like a control to assemble and copy and make more of. It uses nanomachines to do this, but the food for the other ones that are still active and on don't, like, the assembly use don't really consider them all that much in the way of food per se, and so they don't really assemble it. It's something else. It's something that they weren't programmed to. If you want, you could make a computer check to see maybe some information of what you could possibly do with one of these things.
My immediate thought.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
That's why I don't want to just start cutting the wire.
Yeah.
I rolled a n- What do I get with that information?
When you look at it, you go, okay, so we just have to make this thing make food. It's gonna make us food. That's where that thought ends.
Okay.
Probably a good. That's probably my thought process.
Yeah.
That is your thought process. Okay. So we need to
Are
get.
there any mops in the supply room?
Yes. Okay. Do you want to check the supply room and everything like
Yeah,
that?
I want to check the supply room.
Okay. There's mop and bucket. There's water. There's chemicals for cleaning. There's a fire extinguisher. There's
I
paper.
will take the fire extinguisher.
All right. You continue.
Whether it's still functioning, if it's got stuff in
Yeah,
it.
it's still functioning. It looks like it's attached to the wall. It doesn't look like it's really been messed with at all.
I want to pull.
To give it we'll do some world building here. The fire extinguisher shoots an expanding foam that is a coolant.
I raised the top. I'm like, should we use this here, or save it to take down into the?
I would say using it here would be better because if it's still siphoning power, he has that wouldn't counteract it very much.
It's a solid point. Unhook it and try to...
Okay. So when you unhook it and
enough
you go
space to
back,
get over.
have pretty high, if I remember correctly. But that's good enough. It's over 10. Doesn't matter. It's not that difficult to see. The bunnies from around the ship, some of them are coming in and joining the mass of that's in the main area. And one of the ones that you can see is difficult. It's moving very difficult. It's having difficulty moving. That's how you English. It's similar in size, roughly, to Ace. But it has not very many of the panels on it. Like, maybe 6. So it's kind of barely holding its shape, and it's stiff. But it's getting to the large portion of ooze that's out a ways past you guys. When do you want to try anything, or are you just going to see what it does?
Well, I wanted to actively try
Cool off
get
the
to
area.
the point where I can cut off power the block is producing the stuff.
Okay.
That was my goal.
All right. So do you want to start using the?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
I
start.
I tell them, hey guys, I'm going to try to use this to get over to that block and shut it off.
Using to clear like a path?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Immediately my thought process went to you riding it like a jetpack, and I went, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Not gonna lie, that would actually be kind of awesome.
We're gonna Wally ourselves over there.
Okay. So you start spraying, and it's working. It's cooling patches that aren't 100% surrounded by it. You start to cool off pretty easily. After you cool them off, you find you could probably break them away from the rest of the large body, and you start working at it. In the meantime, the large bad bunny, I'm just going to start calling him that for now, makes its way over to the large pile and joins with the pile. And it starts to react to it. It's undulating a little bit. The assembly you can see very clearly, is very much reacting to it. And from what little you can tell on what the screen is by the place that's holding, it's compiling, it's loading, it's downloading something. There's not really a whole lot you could do at this point. So it starts to assemble and create something similar to the chocolate bunnies, but it's humanoid in shape. And it roughly looks like a half-orc woman.
Kill it now.
As it assembles,
Oh shit, there is another orc. Oh shit.
the panels are put on it. Panels are put on through the whole thing to make it come alive.
Guys,
It's
Do I notice this?
You all notice this.
I'm gonna run over and start smashing this thing before it tries to put the panels
Well,
on.
to do that, I would like you to roll for initiative.
Yeah, fuck.
You guys are very lucky. You're the only one that got attacked by these things.
That's an 18.
18. Alright, hold on. Let me...
Yes, that's what I want. 6.
I already forget if I said my initiative, but 13.
13.
18.
What is your deck?
My
Plus
kind of
4.
only purpose is direct all traffic towards me and then smash it.
Okay. Just rolled a natural 20
Oh.
on initiative right there, so...
Hey, good thing you can't crit on it.
Good thing you can't crit on initiative.
That would be to think of.
Oh, you crit, you attack twice.
Twice up there, be damned.
No, you just double damage on every attack.
For this whole
That'd be
round
so
of combat. for this whole round of concrete damage.
Who has the higher dexterity out of you two, Tom and Chris?
Score or modifier?
Score.
I have a 14.
16.
16? Okay, so you're gonna go before, or you're gonna go after, or, yeah, before. Okay. Okay, alright. So, up first is the ooze. Uses half its movement to stand up, and it forms some sort of large hammer-like weapon. It's mirroring you to an extent, and it will rush Tom. It will rush you. It will make an attack. I don't have your attack bonus written.
+3.
+3. Okay.
Well, the strength is 2. Base attack is +.
Gotcha. 6.
Nope.
Alright, it misses. Next is your turn to react.
I'm gonna spray it with the
The coolant stuff?
The coolant.
Okay.
What it'll do?
I'm gonna say it's going to make...
And 20's the con save. It just eats it.
Alright, you turn to spray it, and it backs up out of the way, or dodges, essentially, the spray. It's now a distance away from you. It's not up in range.
Can I get to movement to get to the
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So visually, when this thing moves, it's not walking. Its legs are connected to the mass.
Okay.
So it's moving through the mass. When it moves through the mass, it moves faster than normal. I should have some battle music, shouldn't I? I don't have any battle music.
Just
Beautiful.
play that on a loop.
Yeah, you don't go to find actual music in editing.
So
Yeah.
you've sprayed.
Put that
Did you
on
want
a
to move?
loop.
Did you want to move? Do you want to try and close distance? Do you want to keep on?
Trust that they're gonna keep it off my back. I'm
Okay.
gonna try and get a new get.
Okay.
towards
All
them.
right. You do that. Next, 2 bunnies enter the doorway of place, and one is going to hold its action at the mouth, and then the other one is going to move into close distance with you guys. It moves past the eating area, gets up to the kitchen, has not entered the kitchen yet, and that's its turn. Next is Chris. It is your turn.
Okay.
So, to give you an idea, you guys are all kind of grouped together. Fish is a little ways in front of you, carving a path towards the assembly ooze. A little bit to Fish's right, kind of in a diagonal position, is the chocolate nade. It's 15 feet away from Fish, so there's room all the way around it. At the max of your movement, you could make it to the bunny that has closest, and then twice your movement would be the one that has held its action.
Okay. I'm going to throw the chocolate nade.
Okay,
That's a 12.
that does not hit.
Since I am not moving, we'll take another one.
All right,
16.
that does hit.
That's another blunt.
Yeah,
4.
4 damage.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next is Austin. It is now your turn to 1v1 yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Meet me in
bring
the
up
pit.
my barbell, run at it, and go, "Alright, get over here, you big fucking fake me!"
All right, swing.
I'm just imagining one of those anime scenes where they like hit each other blow for blow.
You'll
mirror
probably
each other.
very easily be able to tell whether or not you hit because it's your stats.
Yeah, I do hit 16.
Nice. How much damage?
Oh shit.
It's just like mirror.
Way to drop your dice. What did you just roll a d4?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it looked like a d4 from here. Your damage?
6 damage.
6. Okay.
I've rolled 2, then 3, and now 4.
Now you just need.
I'm gonna go, Come on, try to fucking match the real thing. You can't take me.
Jesse, it's your turn.
Alright, I am gonna move up to where Fish is at. And I'm gonna hold an action for when there's a niggas nearby.
Okay, so you're gonna attack whatever.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? You're gonna throw, straight intercept, or are you gonna?
Using the scissor.
Gotcha. Okay. Back up. It's now chocolate nade.
Does it respond to me yelling at it?
Yes. It's going to meet you and fight. So it'll rush up to you, slide up, and it is going to make an attack against 17.
Yeah.
Yep, that hits. Okay. 6 damage.
That goes into my head of 12 out of 13.
Alright.
Stamina's gone.
Next is Fish.
Alright,
So now the chocolate nade is further behind you, fighting with the real nade. In between the two of you is Ace. And then standing over near nade is...
okay, I'm gonna keep pushing to the,
Alright,
wall.
holding that. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. The next is the chocolate bunnies. The one that held its action, releases its action, and goes into the blob. And the chocolate nade heals. 1 HP.
Oh boy, that sure hurt us.
I
mean,
I could use some HP.
The next one is going to close distance. It's going to get near you, which means it triggers your readied action. So give it an attack.
Stab it.
Stab. What's your total?
I don't.
Okay, yeah. You don't stab it. So it will make an attack towards Fish. That is a natural 20.
Oh.
Uh,
Well, nice knowing you, Fish.
3 damage.
Oh boy.
Just so you are all aware, there was a trauma kit that
There is, yeah.
I'm gonna say the supply closet you guys are coming out that you've come out of has the same kind of emergency equipment that you guys saw over there. So there is a if you need to do medical work you can yeah. So
More than likely.
who is next? Chris, it is your turn. Okay. So you are nearby Nade. You're not right next to her, but she's in mortal combat with the chocolate version of herself. One of the bunnies has made an attack towards Fish and is up by those two at the moment.
Okay. I will for the chocolate nade.
Nade? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 4. I don't think that hits.
Nope. Do you want to take full action?
Yeah.
Alright.
Is an 11. That also does not hit.
That does not hit. Okay. Next is Austin.
I'm gonna fuck this one up.
1v1. 1v1.
I mean, at this point, it kind of is.
Oh wait, can I?
Full action? Yeah.
Oh wait, can I also flank?
Flank?
Well, full action lets me attack twice.
Yeah, full action will let you attack twice. If you flank, you're going to be taking your move action.
Yes,
which...
so never mind. That's it's just strength, right?
Yeah. Damn it.
10, and then
Damage.
another attack,
That's meaty damage right there.
and that's 18.
Okay.
9.
19.
Nine.
Not bad.
That's a lot of damage.
He gave
I
him a good
took-
weapon.
I took literally one hit to my HP and got extremely pissed off.
Okay. Jesse, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna try.
There's still the bunny in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get its attention on me, so I'm gonna take another stab at it.
Okay.
And since it's right next to me, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Are you gonna melee?
Yes, I'm gonna make 2 attacks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a solid 2. So.
So make your second attack.
Motherfucker, 2 again.
Why don't you No, you don't really have anything to put that down on, do you?
Here,
That's
move,
fine.
You're holding it, so it's a little awkward.
move some of this shit.
I was holding on my. Okay, no, it's fine.
No.
Yes, it's fine.
No.
Yes.
I will help you, sire.
Can you do anything about the fish?
There's your box.
You
There's
roll
your
there.
dice. Get better rolls.
No.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking this. I'm going to throw it away for you.
No. Stop it.
Now, go do better, child.
Okay, so
Never.
it is now the Chocolate Nade's attack. It's going to take another swing at you. It misses. And then it is going to... You're out of range. So it's going to take its full action and take it.
Okay.
To clarify to the listeners, they're attacking Austin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a
Nade
4.
fighting Nade.
That was a 4. Chocolate Nade misses both swings as it tries to mimic the swings that you just did to it.
And I block them.
Yeah.
Murder in my eyes.
Marijuana when Cindy you.
Fish, you could take the action with the bunny that just attacked you, or you could continue on with what you're doing.
Well, if I...
Yeah,
Okay, I will
because you're going to be leaving threat range.
grab my scissors, stab the bunny.
Okay, all right, make an attack roll.
It's a 7.
That misses. You have not moved, so...
It's a nat.
Damn. We're rolling bad today.
All right, you...
Hey.
That was a melee attack, correct? Okay. You take 2 damage from being in such close proximity to this thing. It gets on your hand and burns. All right. Next is Choco Bunny. Choco Bunny uses his action to go into the ooze, the mass. Come on.
The one that just...
Yeah, the one that was by you went into
Okay.
the mass to heal up.
The chocolate nade.
It sounds like a sex toy that they'd start selling
Chocolate
based off
Nade.
of this game.
Okay. Next is Chris. You beefed it the first time.
Huh?
You beefed it the first time, but now redemption.
When they said redemption for me, it was pretty good.
The magic word. So what do we got here? We got the chocolate.
Right
nade.
now, it's just the chocolate nade still in one-on-one combat with the real nade.
Okay, I will go for then.
Okay.
With a... Oh, that's a nat 1.
Okay.
Second.
You're throwing?
Decide. Yeah.
Okay.
This one will be a sharp one. It's a dirty 20.
Okay, that hits.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
1.
Well, that just undid the one hit point that bunny healed.
Oh boy.
Okay. So 2 more bunnies show up at the mouth of the thing.
Real tired of
Austin,
this
it
shit.
is your...
Someone kill those fucking bunnies! And then I'm gonna attack
All right.
Chocolate Me.
Give him a 6 swing.
Fuck. Just one more and it'll be a crit. That probably hits. 22.
Yeah, that hits. Do some damage.
That's 3.
3. Okay.
Hey, that's 2 more than what I got.
Yeah. 10.
I mean, it's your AC.
Oh, to hit?
Yeah.
What was that? Okay. Yeah. That does not hit.
Alright. Yeah, that's my go.
Okay. Next is Jesse.
I'm gonna try to stab. Or no. There's no bunnies in the immediate vicinity.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna
no
ca-
immediate enemy. There's 2 bunnies at the mouth. They're 60 feet away from you.
Okay.
You can hit them with thrown
Yeah.
weapons. But then there's also nade.
Yeah.
Chocolate
Question. Is there any for like fires and stuff inside a business like this, is there any like extinguishers overhead?
Well, they're sprinkler systems.
Yes.
That you can see there is, but you don't know exactly if they will work or not. You could do something to them to give it a shot.
I'm gonna try to throw a weapon up at it and see if
Okay. All right. I actually know how these things work, so Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, hey, that's an 18.
18. All right, you hit it. You hear a small little psst of glass break, and water comes out from just that one above you. This saves you a turn of needing to move forward. So you essentially got that attack off for free. So you move forward. Now it is the Chocolate Nade's turn. All right. It is going to make an attack on Austin. 16.
We're doing kinetic, right?
Yes, 7 damage. After it does that, the water comes down. It looks over, recognizes that Fish is getting closer and closer to the assembly ooze, and ostensibly the power source. So it is going to use the rest of its actions to disengage from Nade and take a 5-foot movement towards Fish. Fish, it is your turn. It's about halfway in between the two groups of you here. I'm gonna say you're about 3 turns away from making it to the actual, or 3 not turns, rounds. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm going to press on to try to get
Press on. Okay. All right. You're not doing too well, right?
Yeah. When I get hit, and I'm gonna be like, all right, look, I don't mean to be whining or anything, but I'm kind of losing blood now, and I feel hurt.
Okay. All right. So the bunnies are going to... One is going to immediately go to the mass. That will heal. There we go. And then the other one is going to use its movement to make it the 30 feet at the halfway point towards you. Next round. The Chocolate Nade is going to rush after you, Tom, Fish, to make an attack. It would technically... I guess it would technically pass through your range, because you haven't moved, right?
I haven't moved, and I've been trying to keep pace with her. Yeah, I haven't moved.
Well, you move forward. You're there. It's trying to get past you, so you do get an attack of opportunity if you can do some damage to it.
I'm going to.
And then it'll... What was that, a 1?
Yes, that's a natural 1.
Okay.
What the fuck is with your rolls today?
You take 4 damage. Because as you swing at this thing, it just passes through your arm and burns you. You've also got fur. That hurts.
It really hurts.
Although you're not being set on fire, so I guess it was much as...
Well,
Still-
it's stuck.
True, it gets stuck in your fur. That's gross. Alright, it's going to make an attack attempt on you, Fish. That's a 2. It does not. But it's there. Okay. Next, it is your turn, Fish. Tom.
Okay. I will clear the path ahead of me with the stuff,
Okay.
and then I will
Okay. Where are you tumbling to?
right off.
Okay. Alright.
So I'm moving out of the acrobatic thing, out of the range of the thing.
Uh-huh. You make an acrobatics check. This is opposed to reflex?
No.
Or no?
It has a counter tumble. It has
Oh,
also
okay, great. Counter tumble.
acrobatics against me.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So that's a 19.
You tumble forward, and as you move, it slides up next to you. It's keeping pace with you.
Nothing personal, kid.
It's hasn't attacked you or anything like that. To my knowledge, it wouldn't do that.
No, it's
Attack of opportunity. Okay, so it'll make its attack of opportunity against you.
And if it hits me, it stops me.
Okay. That's definitely going to be a hit. That's an 18. 4 damage. No, 5 damage. Sorry. Is that a 2 or a 3? Your strength modifier.
2.
That's a 2. Okay, no, it is 4 damage. I thought it was a 3 because your dexterity is a 3.
Yeah.
Yes, I can look at the score and I know how Dungeons and Dragons works.
I figured I'd have a gun at this point.
At this point.
Okay, so hit you. You stopped moving. All right.
So I didn't move.
Yeah. second bunny, or the only one left now. Going for you, Jesse.
Cool.
That's a natural 1. So it dives for you and goes over your head into the water that's spraying down on top of you, instantly cooling it, and it just hits the ground and done for.
Nice.
That's catastrophic failure on a creature that is barely living at best. Okay. Next is Chris.
Okay.
So, to re-up what's going on for everybody, you two, for the most part, are pretty beat up.
I have 6 HP left.
You know that back the way you came, there is a trauma kit.
Yeah, I was going to ask how far away that is.
You could easily get to it within your movement. You haven't moved at all.
Right.
But
how far away is that from...
not far. Nade is about 5 feet away from you.
Okay.
In a diagonal.
So I have 30 feet movement.
Yeah. You could easily, within your movement, get to the trauma kit and get to Nade.
Okay.
But the immediate danger is on top of Fish right now, and Fish is also not doing...
Well, if you heal me up, my immediate action is going to be to run in and smash them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Because I was thinking
Nade
you
is
are
up
a main
next.
melee person.
Nade is up next.
I also want to point out
That's
that
true.
I also hit one of the sprinklers in this room. I don't know how many more are in here because I didn't check for those.
Yeah.
But they seem to be working very well.
They're about every 15 feet. Sprinkler would
Guys,
be.
I have an idea. We just buy one of
But
those
you are
water
also
beds,
in a room with electronics.
and we use the mattress as like armor for me. I could tackle one of these things, and then when it like melts the fabric of the mattress, it'll burst water all over them, and they'll die.
You have destroyed yourself. Oh.
Oh boy.
That's a plan. That sounds like a plan.
Anyway, yeah, I think I will go for Nate next.
Okay, so you run over to the trauma kit, and you pop it open. There's a stim shot in there. You don't really have a whole lot of time to think about how long it's been sitting in here, what the chemicals might do. Or who cares? Run
Let's
over
find
it,
out.
slam it into Nade's shoulder, inject it. Nade, why don't you go ahead and give me a... we'll do a D6 with advantage.
Don't
And
need
then
it.
and then just add your what would be
Con?
Constitution modifier to it.
For stamina.
Yeah, you would heal up hit points first and then go to stamina.
Fully healed on 80.
Okay,
I have
cool.
0 stamina still.
Okay.
Nate's like, what the fuck? Oh, thank you.
It's a good thing you've got your shoulders free and breathable
Yeah.
for someone to inject into you.
That's why I ripped them off. So that
Yeah, precisely for that.
Yeah, definitely
Exactly.
not because of a heroin addiction.
Okay,
So-
wow, you went a really way different way.
Oh, right, you're not supposed to know that part of your backstory yet.
Oh no.
Whoops.
Okay.
It was subconscious.
So, who is next? Jesse, Ace is up.
Alright.
Wait, you said
Oh no, I'm complete. Sorry, we were dealing with
Yeah.
your character. I thought it is.
Oh, it's your turn now.
Yeah, it is your turn.
Now
our
Austin.
turn was healing.
You've been healed. You've been stabbed.
Uh-huh.
You're probably angry.
I'm
Just
always
over that
angry.
way, past that little rat man, is your target.
Yeah, I go.
You go.
You go.
It's, don't I get like something if I like rush in a straight line
Charge.
to go?
Yes, you can do a charge attack, which gives you a +2 to your attack.
Yes, I will
Or to
charge
hit.
attack.
To hit, yeah.
Okay, so you're charging.
Yeah.
Real quick, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit. Why?
A reflex save.
Why you gotta do this to me?
Make a reflex save.
Ironically, I have +5.
This is just... It's nothing like super tragic.
You die.
You
I had a
die.
13.
13? Alright. You are aware enough to see that when a half-orc is screaming and running past you with a heavy object to get out of the way and not fall into all of the hot stuff around you.
And also get trampled by said half crazy orc.
Make your attack.
Yeah, that's a 22 to hit.
22, that hits. That hits. Wait, was that
A nat 20?
natural 20?
No.
Oh,
It is 17 plus 3
I
plus
got
2.
yeah.
I got you. All right.
Oh, fuck.
Stop dropping your dice.
The floor dice as damage.
Sure, why not? We accept floor dice here.
Alright, that's 8.
8.
Yeah, I'll go. I wasn't fucking done with you yet!
You rush up and just slam into this thing. You hit right at where the crook of where the neck and the shoulder meet, and you know how the dumbbell or the barbell is set up. The weight goes behind the shoulder and makes essentially like a hook, and you grab just the entire chest of this thing and rip it apart.
Nice.
More or less cutting this thing into 2 pieces. It's dead.
Nice.
This gives you guys 1 free turn. And how many turns will it take? Alright, so you get 1. You all have 1 free turn to do something.
Okay.
I assume you're going to push forward. Alright, so Fish pushes forward. You're basically up there now to turn this thing off. Do either of you guys want to do anything? You've got in 2 turns, so basically after this one, more enemies will show up.
Okay, quick question. Is there a faucet that's above the doorway or near the doorway where they keep coming in from?
Yes, there is.
Alright, I'm gonna aim, I'm gonna ready an action to throw another plastic knife up at it
Okay.
when they spawn in.
Okay, it's kind of a difficult shot, but you're confident enough that you could do it.
I'm going for
I
it.
assume there's another stem.
There's a what?
Another stem.
Yes.
I
There's another
will-
stim, but then there's also regular medical supplies if you
Okay.
want to do any sort of medicine checks to save on the stim.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I have.
Okay, who are you
I'll
gonna
use it on a fish.
Okay. So you go over, you get some salve or whatever, and start, shoulder rubbing and all that.
Okay, so
Put a
that
wet
is a
towel.
12.
A 12? Okay. I'm not 100% certain on how healing with medicine checks how they would be done
Generally.
apart from just stabilizing someone. So I'm going to say 12.
Based on the...
Yeah. I'm going to say that's we'll just do a D4.
Okay.
D4 plus your constitution, Fish, if you would like to roll that.
You rub her shoulders, get the Gatorade squirt bottle.
Yeah, you
That's
do
It's a
a
lot harder
towel.
with me because I've got 2 sets of shoulders.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You've got to do double duty on the shoulder rubbing.
That is a 4.
5 total
Nice,
HP healed
nice.
from. It's a nice, cooling, soothing feeling. Some
Premium
aloe
wet
on you.
towel.
Oh, I think that Techno was a massager in his backstory.
Massage.
Massage therapist.
Massage.
Not a hooker.
no.
Massage therapist.
Massage therapist.
There's a
There we
word
go.
for that,
All right.
and that's hooker. You're a hooker.
Bunnies show up. Take your action.
Yep.
Roll.
Don't. Me.
It's one of those nights, man. It's one of those nights.
See, this is what happened.
What was your total?
12.
That hits. The DC's 10.
Oh.
Are these smaller bunnies?
Yeah. These are the regular ones that have been healing. So yeah, you hit it. Water comes down. These things are cooled. They're done for. All right. Next round, you get to the machine, and you're able to turn it off.
I'm going to continue trying to spray down the stuff, though.
Okay.
To cool it off.
Yeah, you spend a little bit cooling off the stuff, and eventually the foam runs out, and more or less all of it's cool. All you guys do level up, though.
Yay!
But we'll deal with that in a little bit, because Hunter contacts you over the radio and explains that I don't know what you all just did, but our power's back. I'm able to send a lot more of the power to the areas in this zone. You'll be able to explore and loot to your heart's content. I would like for you to all try and find some sort of freezer or storage of some sort and get food and then make your way back to the helm to discuss what to do next, where to go, and give you guys some much needed rest and recuperation from what just happened.
Okay.
Logical.
So the other ones that are still hooked up, are any of them producing, or are they all just not producing?
So if you spend some time to look at the, if you were to make food, you could very easily just give it to one of these things, and it would start to produce replicas of it. You could potentially hack and program one of these things to make food itself without needed in control, but it would be kind of difficult, and it would take a while to do. But it's possible. It's completely possible to not have that. The suggestion from Hunter was to find some cold storage or something like that, which you, as of right now, for the sake of the game, you guys have a lot of time on your hands. You can do whatever you want. You can do remember that the shops within the area that you're in are much more
High-end.
terrestrial and high-end. There's not a whole lot of like combat gear. There's actually no combat gear here whatsoever. But if you want like just random pieces of technology, you can gain access to random pieces of technology. With the power being restored to the area throughout what's left of the day, Hunter chimes in for as much time as you guys spend out here to let you know that he's able to gain access to different areas now. He's also been able to gain access to some files. There's potentially information that could be important to you guys as to what's going on. As well as a lot of the residential areas are now more open. There's no lockdown going on, so you could potentially go through people's personal stuff.
Oh boy.
That smile.
You mean my personal stuff?
Well, they are all gone, and we are here.
Yep. So is there anything you guys want to do? Is there anything you guys want?
I have a list of things I want to do
Okay.
in order.
Go ahead.
Top of the order is get food. Hungry.
Okay. So after a while, you guys do, with the help of some of the little droids, you guys find a freezer storage area that does have ingredients for food. You guys, none of you guys feel like you're all that great cooks. You probably could if you needed to, but you know, you're not a chef or anything like that. So I know that it would be a survival check to do this, but I kind of want to make it a medicine check. I'll say, to make food, you can make food with a survival check. If you want to do anything special with the food,
I want to make it taste.
medicine check to make sure you're not poisoning it.
Okay. Wait, I'm rolling survival or medicine?
You're rolling survival to just make the food.
18.
25.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Your
I bow
your
to your
instincts,
cooking.
your instincts with like meat and things like that take hold. You take some electronics and you start a fire with some of the plant life in here, and you start cooking meat
She
and
just
stuff like
putting
that.
like random spices in it. It's like, oh yes, perfection.
If you want to spice it or do anything special with it to make like a specific kind of meal, if you want to do any sort of additive things to it, make a medicine check. Because nothing's really labeled, but also, like, I don't know, there's stuff for alien races here that, like, human taste buds can't taste, or things that would be deathly, like, this would immediately kill a certain type of species, so it can't be allowed.
Can somebody... I'm gonna go... Alright, look, I don't know how the fuck everybody else's biology works at all. Does somebody
for the
else
most
know
part,
medicine?
as an orc, you feel
I
like
have
you could
+4.
digest a raw horse and be fine.
Someone else roll
medicine
medicine for
you.
me. Peasants.
That is a 21.
Okay.
21.
Well, using your technological intellect, you're able to decide what is lethal, what's not lethal, what's good, what's not good. You're able to make it taste good and be relatively healthy for you.
Oh, nice. Nutritious.
So you guys have access to food now. I'm going to assume that you also hook up
I'm
one
just
of
imagining
these.
this android and this half-orc woman. There's all burly, just cooking. Like, oh yes, this spice
cooking
would be good.
It's like a fucking monster hunter.
Cooking over a fire that is currently burning in like a potted plant in the middle of a mall.
That's a good image there.
This
You
is
hook it
like,
up.
give Dead Rising 2 a few years,
Yeah.
and this is gonna be what it's gonna become.
You hook it up to one of the assembly oozes and plug it in through the proper channels. And now you guys have access to this one kind of food.
Nice.
Cool, cool.
Half-orc cuisine.
Yep.
Nade's happy.
You could call it the half and half. Because you're both half of something.
Never speak to me again.
Alright. Campaign over.
Oh,
okay.
we can still do the campaign.
We
Just
can-
kill her. Kill Nade.
Oh,
there
no.
you go.
The restaurant, just, we're serving the robots.
Yeah. They just come over and take
And
the
then
meat
they
and then...
retired, starting a restaurant.
Alright. So, does anyone else... You said that you had a list of things.
Yeah. Next on the list is, you said shops were open, yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to follow my instincts.
Smash and grab.
And, well, yeah. But go into, electronic components and kind of put the plates and shit down and see, okay, this does it. I don't have this kind of shit, so I need this and this and this. And I'm going to just try to...
Okay.
I'm just going to try to gather a shit ton of electronical components.
Okay, so as you start to...
Electronic.
As you start to work through... now you've got time. You sit down, you've got your you've got your food there. You'll just sometimes just grab the hunk of meat and just take bites out of it as you work on things.
Yeah, sounds like me.
You're just sitting there working on whatever this is. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it's gonna be. It's a mystery. But as you continue to work, it feels like riding a bike. Like you feel like, okay, I feel like I remember something about this. Like this wire goes here. I have to solder this to this board. I think this does this. I'm pretty sure this does this as well. And you're not really... Are you trying to make anything... Well, actually, I know what you're trying to make.
Yeah. Me in person.
Nade isn't trying to make anything in particular, just going with the flow where your brain takes you.
Makes a grenade anyway.
Follows her instincts.
Yeah. So, you create what is essentially like a small bomb. It's not super clean, and it's not one that'll go off on impact that. So you'll set a time for it.
Still, it's
And-
explosive.
It'll take we'll say 15-foot radius and just electrify everything there. This will do energy armor class damage. But it's not something that you can throw at an enemy and have it go off on them. It's something that you do need to think ahead a little bit about. So you could use these potentially as mines, or you could use them as, you could say, I want this to go off in one turn, and at the end, or in one round. At the end of the round, it would then go off. Or you could be like, I want this to go off in 3 rounds or whatever, and put it someplace. And then as you fight within 3, there's enough panels you could make. I'm going to say 3 of these. So go ahead and mark down makeshift or whatever.
Nice.
We'll get into the details about it off pod. Again, does anybody else have anything they want to do?
Besides devour the food that's in front of me, I am going to look around and see if I can find, similar to what he was doing, just find anything that I think would be useful.
Okay.
See if I can finagle
Okay.
something.
So I know you said there's no armaments and weapons. And
There's no
combat
armaments
stuff.
or weapons.
My fish looks anyway.
Okay. You don't really find any. This
Yeah.
doesn't really seem like the type of place where they'd hide a shotgun underneath the bar. This seems more like the place that everybody would be like, oh, and then they hit a button and wait for the guards to show up.
Again,
How much damage would these do?
Like I said, we'll get into that after the cast. Do you two want to do anything?
I'll just kind of look generally like for technology, see anything interesting.
Okay,
Looking.
we'll say that you guys gather a decent for 4 people. You guys get a pretty good haul of just general technology. If you guys ever want to try and build something or modify something, you've got access to bits of technology to go and do this.
Okay.
You don't exactly have access to stuff that can really make high explosives per se, but you could potentially make, for sure you can make these electrical devices, and then wanted to, you could start playing with
For sure.
that thing of sugar. Actually, now that I think about it,
Oh no.
you could you all this cooking and making bombs and stuff, a thought occurs to you. You remember, you don't know where you remember it from, you just know that you know it, that flour is super flammable.
Oh.
And if you light flour on fire, it just goes up super like crazy. So if you've got a little concussive force, just a tiny little one, and some flour that causes a fire, you can basically turn a thing of flour into with just that.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna find a room that's near all these shops and stuff, and
We'll say that you can find some flour, and
I'm just gonna grab a whole bunch of fucking like materials and shit, and I'm gonna go I'm gonna find a room. You'll know it is mine, and I'm gonna walk off.
are you going towards the residential stuff?
Yeah.
Techno just does the data head tilt like.
And when I get to the room, I'm gonna take like a piece of metal or something and scratch nade into the door, and maybe
just a random room in the
first
millions of rooms that you guys have.
The first one I get to walking from the shops.
Okay.
And I'll scratch nade onto it, and then a bunch of other just
It's
stuff.
way nicer than the room you woke up in.
Oh, cool. I'm setting this up as my room.
When you walk in, your first, it's set up in 3 plateaus, and there's a large screen at the very end of one that basically covers. The room is stark white. There is the main entrance area, which has like a fancy avant-garde art, quote unquote, like a coat rack. There's a small bar in this room. There's a bathroom off to the side. There's a small reading area. There's a hard light piano. There's at the very end there's a couch and stuff, and then there's a large bed in this place. It's a fancy piano. It's a nice place.
The reading area is going to become the tiny little workshop area for me.
Okay. Anything else?
While I'm looking around for stuff, I'm actually gonna look around for like bags and whatnot, and
Okay.
also like
Just to carry stuff
and also like either canteens or something similar.
that you can carry some water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Good
All right.
idea. Good idea.
I mean, if you go to Nade, you got access to bottles.
That's true, but I also don't want to disturb Nate when
Yeah,
she's...
that might be a bit dangerous to do.
Oh, can I make just some Molotov cocktails?
Yeah, we'll say that you do some Molotov cocktails. They'll do the same kind of damage that the bunnies were doing, which was just a 1d6. So, after all of your personal time is spent up, you guys go back to Hunter.
Yeah. I have like a little satchel on me now that has just 3 Molotov cocktails sticking out of it, and like 3 weird kind of like duct taped together stuff that's obviously from like the panels, but other shit that no one recognizes. It looks like it's dangerous, but nobody else really knows what the fuck it does.
Alright, let me get a
We got like 45 left.
little bit more than that. The recording's been paused and stuff, remember?
That's true.
Okay. So when you get to Hunter, he, first off, thank you for essentially saving my life. I've got access to a little bit more files, a little bit more information about the ship. As I said, there's access to residential areas, and I've been able to dig through a little bit more information, and also I was watching what happened to you all when you passed out. The radio of the ship kind of wigs out a little bit, and instinctively all of you kind of prep for what happened before. Mm-hmm. But it continues on. He points up at the intercoms and goes, ever since the incident, the radio's been completely uncontrollable. The majority of the ship's systems have been completely uncontrollable. I guess what would you like to know first? I know where you woke up, Mr. Ace. I know how to get access to the supplies that were brought in that area. You woke up on a landing ship. One of the ships that would be sent down to planets to pick up new arrived on to stay. That's where you woke up. All of your equipment that you had brought with you, all of your personal belongings, were most likely aboard that same area. We have access to it now. I'm sure you'll want to take a look to try and find anything about yourself. The other thing is when the radio went off, when that song played, only you were affected, nothing else turned off, nothing else stopped. That song, a different rendition of it, but the same song played when all of you woke up. It caught me off guard because it's not exactly, to at least my remembrance, it wasn't on the playlist of songs that the ship normally played.
Well, the old DJ's gone, so...
Could it be that
True.
during the time when it was like the ship went dark, it could have been something happened there?
Most likely. That's probably when a lot of this stuff happened.
Quick question, did you
Sure.
witness any of the stuff that we dealt with the and stuff like that?
I saw everything that you dealt with outside of the shop. When you went into the maintenance tunnels, I did not have access to watch you.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and fill him in on the fact that there was a mask grown on one of the ships to which we followed it, and it was a malfunctioning food system, but it was weird that the power was being shunted to there.
I've seen it happen before. The people were arrested for things like that. Basically, from what I gather, the amount of assembly oozes that were in that store probably exceeded the permitted, the amount that was allowed for any sort of business. And most likely to hide the power usage of it and to increase the production amount. Most likely someone snuck in and reconfigured things and was essentially just siphoning power. But when the ship went into an emergency shutdown, that was linked directly to the core of the power. So a lot of the energy went straight towards those machines. I imagine all of them would have been having a similar reaction if it weren't for whatever weird concoction or recipe they made for that chocolate that somehow affected the ooze. Probably just time.
And then I'm also going to ask, because we found out they're in it, are those...
Those are most likely are part of the...
Are they safe to...
Yes.
Okay.
Not almost, everything that an assembly ooze creates is technically part of the ooze itself. I'm sure there has to be some species out there that can't consume it or is allergic to it, but for the most part, it's been harmless for everyone aboard. The other thing that I found was that when the radio signal went out, there was a large influx of magical energy, and the ship also got hit with a wave of radiation.
Curious.
Do you know what kind of radiation?
I do not. It's not listed in any of my files. I have nothing to compare it to.
That's concerning.
The song played for close to as long as you all were out, which was about 24 hours. About, yes.
What the fuck? This 24?
Magic is something that I know absolutely nothing about. I physically can't know anything.
Is there like a radio station room I could go kick in the door of?
I wish there was, but to tell you the truth, it's just the software of the ship itself.
That's...
Can I have
It is.
earplugs?
Honestly, I don't even know if those would work.
Let me just stab my ears. Oh, I can't
But you're
hear it.
welcome to try.
If it's between the magical thing and also the plethora of different things that could cause us to just kill over, it is strange that only the 4 of us are affected, though.
True, but your arrival on the ship was also strange.
That's true.
The areas that all of you woke up in have been checked and cleaned multiple times. You were not there the day before you all appeared. And that song has never played before.
I have 5 in mysticism.
Okay.
That's knowledge mysticism. I don't know how much that I actually have.
So the idea of magic kind of piques your interest.
Mm-hmm.
And you start thinking about it. You don't know anything for sure, but you kind of logic it out in your head a little bit of like what could be happening, or you don't immediately, like, nothing snaps into place. You don't figure out what it is or anything like that, but you do feel
check or anything.
you do feel a little bit like
it's something I'm trained in.
Yeah, it's something that piques your interest more than the other techno stuff that's been... not techno, but the other things. Okay, so let's go over a few things before we continue. Techno, I do have concerns over the position you found yourself in when you awoke.
I found it rather disconcerting myself.
Indeed. You seem to have a disconnect with 2 halves.
Yes, curious that. Unfortunately, I cannot access my own files.
Similar to the ship, I know. But when you awoke, you were disconnected from your human side, which I don't know how much you know about or can read up on your own race, but that shouldn't happen.
I gathered as much.
The other thing was you were connected to the ship itself when you awoke. Not, though, through any of provided means. Similar to what was going on with siphoning the power from power source, you were connected to the ship's systems through an outside method.
Yes,
used.
I found a program which I assume was used to upload my consciousness. I used the program to send myself back, as it were.
Yes. I don't want to make any wild guesses, but you were connected to the ship itself. I'm currently connected to the ship. I don't believe you are part of the Eternity at all. Not like I am or any of the other robots. What concerns me the most, though, is you seem to... You lack a lot of the human element that even I am programmed to simulate and have to what limited amount of AI I'm allowed. You are more or less completely self-sufficient in as far as your technology goes, but whatever happened to you and whoever did that to you seems to have stunted you to an extent. What I'm getting at is I think if you want answers to what's going on, you should probably try to find some way of gaining access to whatever those files were. How you go about doing that, I have... Miss Fish? Okay. Very well. You woke up outside on a spacewalk, correct? Your suit was locked up. The suit locks up when inhabitants dies. So the suit had read your pulse as 0. Or you had died, essentially. And the funny thing is, I don't remember any spacewalks being issued when everything went dark. So whatever happened to you must have happened
Recently?
after when I was shut down. You were in the suit and it was active, but then you died? It's very confusing. I don't quite understand it. But you were also found in very close proximity Techno, so there could be a connection there. And Miss Nade,
Yeah?
from what I can tell, at the very least within the luxury section of the ship, there is no record of anyone matching your description in any way ever being aboard.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't want you to take this the wrong way.
I might.
But
I'm not saying that you weren't supposed to be on the ship, but I am saying that there's a high chance that you could have been from the slave. The Eternity has a entirely self-contained infrastructure, and those that ran the ship heavily enforced a class system, everyone aboard.
It does explain the shopping areas.
The entire slum section of the ship is almost entirely cut off from this portion. From what I can tell, it was one of the first areas to be sealed off. But it's known to be dangerous and hostile and disgusting and have very little to no law there.
Oh, damn it.
The people that live there, as you can imagine, have a lot of hate and malice towards everyone else on the ship.
You know,
But-
now that you mention it, it does explain a lot.
I don't
Well-
do you think there's people still there?
I don't. There could be.
We should go there. After we stop the ship from exploding.
I also would like to clarify this. I feel as though the engine is... I don't know anything about it. I can't give any information about it. I was never told any information about it. It moved left. The engine itself within the ship moved left, which is impossible.
What the fuck does that even mean?
We can't make it.
I mean the geographical location in comparison to the rest of the ship. At a particular moment, the entire thing moved a little bit to the left, which can't happen, and it has caused the entire ship to go haywire. And
Did everything disconnect from it like it was sliced and moved? Or does it seem like the ship change to seem like it was built to have...
the ship was not changed.
So it's more like
There have been adverse reactions to the movement of the engine itself. Whatever the engine was, nothing happened to it when the blackout happened. And when I awoke and gained access to the ship, it was quite a while, a few years in fact, before this happened. But when I woke from the blackout, it as if we'd been EMP'd and reserve power was on, and things had slowly over time started to come back on. But when the engine shifted, that's when everything went to hell, and I have lost control over many things.
Concerning.
I'm worried that potentially there's something in the engine right now, and if the engine of the Eternity were to have anything messed with it, this ship is as state-of-the-art as it gets. There's almost a certainty that if anyone is messing with it or anything is happening to the engine of the ship, that it is going to probably explode. And if it doesn't, then we'll lose all power and we'll be completely adrift, and we've already hit plenty of things. I don't want to hit anything more. I am connected to this ship. I do have a modicum of sentientness. I would like to live.
You have self-preservation on the mind, as do we.
Yes.
Indeed.
This all makes my head hurt. It's too complicated. I just want to hit
How do
something.
you think
and make...
I feel?
I mean, probably bad too. So come hit stuff with us.
I physically cannot.
I'll drag.
He points towards the giant cord that is connecting him to the ship.
Here, I'll tell you what. I feel bad for you not being able to hit stuff. I'll drag like a desk in here. I'll give you the barbell, and you could go ape shit on it.
I appreciate the sentiment. I really do. But breaking things would be a waste of time.
Especially when we can use that time to be a little more constructive to A, figure out what happened to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly, figure out how the four of us even arrived on the ship and why we don't have any memories or anything.
So
I feel like the mysteries hold off. If we find information, but I think our first prep. So
Agreed.
Indeed.
Hey, you guys got security on this ship?
yes, there is security on the ship.
Okay, can we be security? Just to get in there?
I'm afraid I do not have access to give you full access to the whole ship and everything like that. The best I could do was give you all your IDs and let you on as visitors. Some of you are already in the ship's system. As we fix things and move along with getting the ship up and running, those systems will open up and you will gain access to more of the ship itself. I would recommend getting some rest and healing up, and try to investigate wherever it was that you woke up. Especially you, Mr. Ace. I would hope that there is equipment of some sort.
Yeah.
The next step in the journey will most likely be gaining access to
Engine.
middle class section of the ship so that you can gain access to working areas and hopefully work your way towards now this is where a concerning file report showed up. Apparently this happened and was filed during the blackout. We picked something up and it has been sealed down there. A black box, not in the traditional terms, a monolith of some sort. It is about 7 feet long, 5 feet wide. It looks a lot like a coffin, but it's just a square, or it's just a block. From everything that I've read, all of the looking and research and writings on it, it is just a solid black object. There's no seams or open. Although there were reported weird goings on with it, and that is directly from my droids. Weird goings on. So I would be careful. They found it in space. It was floating out there. We hit it. We grabbed it and brought it in.
That seems like a really shitty idea.
Honestly, if I was awake to do something about it, I would have.
Alright. Hey, can you, pay us? Do you have any money?
You've asked this question.
You have asked this question.
No,
Yeah.
well,
wasn't
there a way we were gonna get money? We restored
Yes.
power?
Looting.
Oh, okay.
Going through people's stuff.
Guys?
Real quick, is
Sure.
there a way that we can fix that system so we can actually talk to each other? So that way it's not one way and we have to...
It's not broken. It's not an intercom system. I am talking through the ship's speakers at you.
Okay.
I'm essentially going over the radio to you.
Can we give you a radio so that we can
Well, we don't
speak?
Do we
Sure.
have a radio
We
to
don't
give him?
have any radios.
Do you have
Perhaps we could
radios?
find.
There's probably a space radio shack here.
I don't have a radio on me. To my knowledge, there isn't a radio set in this room. I am certain somebody on this ship had to have had a radio.
Yeah,
Was
we'll
it
go to Better Buy.
I would if I could, I would very much like to go with you and search, but I can't leave the room.
Superior purchase.
Don't worry, we'll find one when we're looting.
Okay. If you do, please bring it back. I will gladly have conversations with you.
Because, not gonna lie, it is loud. Do you know the have you talk to us?
Turn
Like,
left.
you know the respond?
What?
Turn right.
GPS.
Make an illegal U-turn.
Oh, one of those GPS things. I understand. Ha ha ha. Make fun of the robot.
Hey, I'm not making fun of robots.
One of
He's
us
making
is
fun
part
of
robot.
He sits.
Molotov cocktail.
He sits down in the captain's chair and just kind of like, well,
We should probably go and
Yeah.
search the residences and see if we can find anything of use. Because if we're going to be dealing with something strange in the middle class section, we'd better be more prepared for these things that we've dealt with.
yeah,
I'm going to, the areas that all of you will be are harmless. I've got my droids going around there, so I would suggest to save on time, probably just go to where each of you woke up and look around.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Can the
mean-
droid speak normal?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what's happened to them. I'm still connected to the ship. They're still connected to the ship. I can communicate to them. They can roughly communicate to me.
But they were aware while you were down. They were actually
Yes,
doing
yes.
things.
They
Which means they might know something that someone doesn't.
potentially. I don't know why I can verbally speak and they can't. We're not that different, but whatever happened shut them up. Well, didn't shut them up, but jarbled their speech.
It could also be something that has to do with the entity to the left as well.
That is very true. Although I would suspect I would probably suffer from that.
Anyway, I think we get going.
I will say, just as a fair warning, when you get to the middle class section and some of the working area, things like magic were practiced. Again, I don't know anything about magic. I find it nonsensical and foolish. But supposedly, magic helped build the ship or whatever. So
Thank you for the warning.
yeah, just note that you're gonna deal with you're gonna deal with magic stuff. Miss Fish,
Yes.
Lady Fish.
Yes.
Catfish.
Just fish is fine for now.
If you're going to go and look at that suit that you were in, just note that we are going to be passing a sun. I can't do anything about that. I can kind of spend some energy to jet us a little bit away from it, but it's probably going to be hot. So just be careful.
Well, I don't plan on going outside the ship.
I sincerely hope not. But you are still going to be closer than most. Just a fair warning. All right.
Thank you, and then I'll head down to where
Okay.
I woke up at.
Who do we want to do first? Who wants
I
to go
don't know.
first?
I feel like
Do you want to go and look?
I feel like I already looked quite a bit. So
Did you?
first Nate is gonna go grab a drink and then go there, so we can do someone else first.
Okay. Let's do...
I want to look for guns, and if not guns, in the stores.
Okay. Let's
Oh,
do
yeah.
you first.
Okay.
Why the fuck am I listening to
Tom?
this robot? I'm gonna when
Go
I get
loot?
my, yeah, when I get my drink, I'm gonna join up with her.
Well, I'm going to start where I was.
Oh, well,
I mean, you could follow them.
Sure.
Because Techno and Fish are basically going to the same place.
Yeah.
I'm the
we'll
one that's
split-
going off by myself.
Yeah.
split off into two teams.
Okay.
So will you follow me around then?
No, I'm just following the one that wants to loot for guns. I
All
want
right.
guns.
So,
What mean for splitting into two teams?
you get... enough of this. You get to the place where you your suit was and everything like that. It's still on the ground. You now have access to someone that can hack things and someone that can break things.
Okay. I look around to see if there's any, things that might belong to me or even
Okay.
just be useful and stuff like that.
The name...
I instinctively want to have a pistol, but that's all I have to go on right now.
So
I'm just
you look
looking
at the suit, and after spending some time to thoroughly investigate the suit, it still has power going to it. You've got this weird, nagging feeling in the back of your head.
but I'm missing things. Or
Not
that there's
that,
something...
yeah. You've got this like. It feels like a little spot on the back of your head, little pain of some sort. And yeah, you've got friends now who can help you with stuff. There's still the control panel that was by the door that you had pressed a bunch of buttons on.
Yeah.
There's the suit itself. Everything's still powered in this area. In fact, actually, there's more lights than there were before, so things are a bit clearer to see. What do you guys want to do to investigate, or do you just want to make a general investigation?
Well, I want to check the place out.
Okay.
And see if I can find anything.
There's no firearms or anything like that. Although there is like a place for them.
But it's empty?
But it's empty.
Does it just seem like the place is emptied out of all stuff?
It seems like there's a lot of things missing. The only things of interest are going to be the control panel, suit, and then looking out of the ship.
Okay, I'm going to search the suit then.
Okay.
Is Nade around at this?
Yes, all three of you are in this little chamber.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna be poking around a little bit, seeing what interests me. I'm gonna go.
So, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
That's fine.
Real quick, make a would be computers.
Oh, computers?
Yeah, a computer. Or do you what?
I was just gonna search it physically.
Okay, then
See
do
if I
that.
can find anything
Then
in
do
it
that.
or on it that I missed.
Techno, do you want to do anything in
that's a
this
17.
area?
Yeah, I'll just do like a perception check for a general. Like, let's.
Okay.
Am I?
But that's
No.
17 to find.
We'll get to you in a minute.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
I'm doing basically what Techno's doing, but
That's
I'm
a
gonna,
13.
I'm gonna go. Fish, if you want me to do anything or smash something, just direct me, I guess.
Well, I haven't really found anything for you to smash.
Okay, that's
What did-
saddening.
What'd you roll?
9.
9,
13.
13, and then what'd you get?
17.
17.
I'm
Okay.
pretty unenthusiastic about searching.
So after
This
after
isn't my
searching
backstory.
Yeah.
through the suit, we'll say that you find within some logs and voice things on ship that this suit has a log of people that used it, or that it's able to be used with. All of them are labeled as being part, like, crew.
Yeah.
They're crew to the ship. A lot of them have Eternity as the last name. And if you look to who has the last used, which you assume to be you,
Yeah.
you would find Trilly. Trilli.
Truly.
Trilly Eternity.
Okay.
There's a probably a good chance that's you, unless something else happened where
Yeah.
when you look at the name, it doesn't like immediately ring a bell or anything. But there is still that nagging feeling in the back of your head. You feel like you're being called to to turn around.
Outside the ship.
Yeah.
I will go to, like, is there a window thing?
Yes. Yes. It's got like a very thick glass kind of viewport. You all are kind of rummaging around the room, looking at tech and putzing about.
Pussyfoot in.
So you look out and see this passing sun. It's a white sun. So the light that it provides is cold to an extent.
Yeah.
And as you stare at it, you know that thing where like the focus shifts and the ship around you starts to expand out, and you're caught just staring at this sun.
It's probably not a good idea.
And you can't help yourself, but you're looking directly at it, and
Don't go into...
everything starts to expand out around you, past your peripheral. You can feel the warmth of the sun passing you, and it feels comfortable. For the first time, you've been uncomfortable throughout the entire process. You feel like you're missing something. You feel like you need... And your first reaction is, I need a gun. I need a gun in my hand that will make me feel better. You feel better. Like what you were expecting when you got a firearm. You feel better.
Oh, I just need a gun.
Yeah.
He's the new Solaire. She's the new
And
Solaire.
you find yourself just reaching out towards the sun in front of you. And as you reach out, the sun is smaller and smaller and smaller as you're passing by. Your peripherals, the ship has disappeared around you, and it's right there, and you grab a hold of the sun, and you can feel it burning in your hand. And your initial reaction is that it hurts and you want to let go, but you don't let yourself let go, and you hold on to it, and you focus on the feeling, and it melds away and becomes that comfort again. And it shrinks down until it gets roughly about the size of a golf ball. And you are staring at it, and staring at it. And eventually, we'll say one of you guys goes, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
Probably.
I just grabbed the sun.
and you
You turn and there's just like a golf ball of pure Lego. What the fuck is that?
Well,
you
if you guys watched me, I literally just reached out and grabbed the star.
You snap back. Everything's back the way it was, but now in your hand is this tiny supernova of a star in your hand. And it feels right. It feels,
the power of the sun
it
in the
feels
palm
real.
of my hand.
When you saw the name, you felt nothing. But when you see this, you feel something. You know, you don't think this is yours. You know this is yours. What you two saw was Fish stand and stare at the sun in a very unhealthy way and go slack and just stare at it, stare at it, stare at it, and then eventually just reach out. As she reached out, a ball of light coming from the sun, seemingly almost coming from the glass itself, pops out and slowly floated to her hand.
Hey, Fish.
Yeah?
What the fuck? What's that?
Intriguing.
I control it and move it around a bit.
It seems almost like she can psionically move this thing and do whatever she wants with it.
That's cool, but
I grab it.
Okay, you grab it.
I have the...
Yeah, I remember what your thing is. I know.
Okay.
I'm a good DM. I know. Trust me. You grab a hold of it, and I want to say it's sort of like Green Lantern's ring in the sense that, like, the first thing snaps to your head of, like, an image of something that you want this to be, and it just, it turns into this squared, tactical-style shield. It is roughly about the size of your body. If you were to hold it in front of your chest, the top of the shield would meet nose-ish height, and the bottom of the shield would go to about your knees. On the dominant side of whichever hand, like, you know, you're holding it in your left hand, it would be on the right side of the shield. There's a notch cut out that you can fit your arm through.
Could I fit under 2 notches?
No, there's only one.
Okay.
You've got other arms free to do other things.
Yeah.
I never thought about it, but I wonder, we'll have to talk about maybe you taking full actions to throw 4 things, but...
I took the feat multi-weapon fighting.
True. We'll get into it. So, Fish has some sort of light shield.
it looks like just a ballistic shield made of light.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say it was kind of scary too, but that's fucking cool. How the hell did you do that?
I don't know exactly. It just felt right.
Yeah, it feels right. It feels like this.
I feel like something else, and I want to, shield thing is with my hand still clenched, throw a punch with it.
Okay. As you do so, you know the on the sun, the little solar flare type. I don't know what they're called.
I don't know, kind of.
Yeah, the little string cheese that comes out of fire.
Yeah, solar flares.
Solar flare. I know that's what they're. But I want a better way of describing it because I already used solar flare to describe the thing in your palm. I'm a good DM. I'm a good DM. Okay. You throw the punch, and one of those blasts out and kind of whips out. This thing feels right. It feels like...
You're a wizard.
Yes. It feels like this is what you're missing.
You're a wizard, Hagrid.
Okay, so... Now, hey,
I let the
Techno.
stellar mode go. And
It just
fly
floats around your head.
Yeah.
Techno, now you gotta do something. She can, do magic with the sun, I guess. I can, pull out my, just makeshift bomb. I could make these, I guess. These are cool as fuck. Stuff it back into my
flip polarity to black hole.
pouch.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
What can you do?
I don't exactly know that, because you guys didn't know either. I don't know. I suppose it will just come to me.
I guess.
Let's see. Where did you wake up?
Yeah, let's go there.
Well, I explained this room that I woke up in.
It's literally out and a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
So you guys go
We'll just
over
go
there. You see a bunch of technology just hooked up to things. The computer that you were in when you woke up is completely shut down and off.
Hmm.
It doesn't look like anything's been disturbed. But everything
Power
is...
saving mode.
Yeah, everything's off. There's not really too much to look into the room. If you want to make a perception check for how it's hooked into the ship and things like that,
Sure.
there's some information to be gathered there.
That is 23.
All right. Very easy for you to tell, especially because you just looked at some hack job, stealing my neighbor's cable kind of setup. This was professional level getting into the system. There are mechanical means with this connection to bypass firewalls. It is ridiculous how good this is set up. When you go to the computer to actually see what's on it and everything like that, everything that was on it is completely gone. The computer has been deleted, more or less, apart from just the operating system.
Well, I suppose it is a good thing that I left.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
For the most part, you can kind of gather that there's not really too much here specifically that'll let you know what's happened to you. Whatever's going on with you is probably inside. We'll get to what happens with you a little bit later.
Okay.
Did you want to go back to your place, or are you kind of like whatever?
Me as a person is curious, but Nate is gonna go, why the fuck would I go back there? I looked over there and I couldn't get the fuck out. There was just some stupid bitch on the wall on pictures and shit.
Well, maybe you missed something.
I
You just
concur.
woke up.
Worst comes to worst, you have lost a little bit of time. Best case scenario, you get more
But we could
information.
use the time looking for guns.
Yes, but there is still plenty of time for
Fine. I'll see if there's something I missed. Maybe I'll get cool light powered.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay, so you guys are going to head back there. In the meantime, Jesse, you go back to the area that you now have access to, or you're heading back to the area that you have access to now that should have a bunch of people's personal equipment in it, and the like. You're walking down the hallways, and it's quiet. The radio's not playing anymore. From what little you've been here, you can kind of see that it seems to come and go.
Yeah.
Most likely your proximity to this sun that's nearby is messing with for some reason. So I would like you to roll perception for me. Okay. You are completely alone. There's no robots nearby. Your companions aren't nearby. You're alone, walking down the hallways. And then, for a second, you think you hear something, but it's nothing. So you continue on.
What was that noise?
Must have been just the wind.
Well, that's the thing, is you don't even really believe that you heard something. You probably are. So, you get to the area. And when you get to the personal effects room, for one, it's a mess. Things have been tossed all over the place. Packaging and suitcases and stuff have been opened. There's clothing there, but it seems like we'll say that for the entire time that all their stuff was going on, you searched through this place to look for anything that's got Ace on it.
Yeah.
And you find nothing. This place has been ransacked. The only thing that doesn't seem to be touched is a large, especially for you, a large metal case. The tag on it says Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
And
Nice.
it's got like a mechanical lock to it.
Okay.
It seems kind of weirdly archaic, especially compared to a lot of the other things going on. But it's very like clean cut. It's just a straight metal finish, and it's heavy.
I investigate it. I go check it out.
Okay. Well, there's not really too much else to investigate apart from the fact that it's heavy. There's a name on it. If you wanted to, you could see that the name is not listed in the wall of names for people that work here.
Yeah.
Nothing really too crazy about it. There's, of course, the mechanical lock on it, which you could try to make a check to.
Yeah, I'm engineering.
Yes, would be.
That's a 19.
So you look at this thing, and you've got a pretty you've got an engineer's mindset of like relatively pragmatic. But when you look at this, it's a mechanical style of lock. It's weird. It doesn't match with a lot of the other stuff. But when you look at it, you feel like you just know what to do, and you quickly and unlock the thing. When you pop it open, there is a drone in a box with a emblem on the top of it.
Okay.
There's a small earpiece link with it.
Okay.
And it seems in perfectly good condition. The emblem on the top of it doesn't take a genius to tell, some sort of police emblem.
Oh.
This is a police drone for some guy named. His name is definitely not Bruce.
I was like, wait a minute.
So yeah, it's there,
Okay.
untouched.
I grab the earpiece and then
Right.
I put it in
Okay.
whatever ear.
You put it on your little rat ear,
Mhm.
little mouse ear, and turn it on. After a while, it neurally connects to you. It turns on. Everything's running smoothly. It's not connected to any of the ship or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the drone pops out, and it's essentially a quadcopter, more or less, but rather than having rotary blades, it's these very small gravitational kind of... It hovers off the ground. You've got a drone. Hey, cool, you found a drone. The name does... When you think about the name, Willis, you get really, really, sad. And you kind of, you don't want to think about it.
That's sad.
We'll say that there's also pretty easy to find. I'm not going to have you make another investigation. There's more to the case.
Okay.
On the inside is a pair of manacles.
Nice.
And a badge. It's the same type of emblem that's on the droid,
The drone, yeah.
drone. That's the word. You don't necessarily recognize it, but it's when you look at the badge and stuff, it says that it is a detective's badge.
I put it inside my
Trench coat. There you go. Alright, so that seems to be all that's there.
Space gumshoe detective.
with a drone.
So, as you leave, Let me real quick check something.
My drone just goes all target mode. She gets ready to shoot someone.
Okay. So you're in this storage area. You're looking at the badge. Make another percent.
22.
There's something in the room, and it's directly behind.
Alright, I have my drone. I don't know if I'm linked with it well enough yet.
You don't know what the drone can do.
Okay.
You just know that it's linked with you.
Uh,
You've got an action here.
I pull out my scissors and I go to stab whoever's
Okay.
behind me.
You do so, and there's nothing there. But you know there was something there. You've got animal instincts.
You smelled.
The hair stood up on the back.
Yeah, the hair on the back of your neck, your haunches and all that. It kind of perked up. You were in danger.
Was it
Oh,
similar
shit,
to
you
like?
got spider sense.
It's not something that you can like specifically tell the difference between.
Well, I was gonna say,
you were
is
in danger.
Well, the thing is, like, is it similar to like times when we're creatures?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was something behind. You swear, you 100% knew there was something behind. And nope, so there's nothing there.
All right, I will quickly get the GTFO out of here.
Okay. So as you leave, you run into the group heading back towards the room that Nade woke up in. I assume you join with them?
Yes, I do. And then, of course, I noticed that she has
Has a
light.
floaty thing.
Star.
And you've got a little floaty thing.
I do have a plate.
Hey, you found your special thing too. That's everyone besides Techno. I'm sorry.
Wait, you found your special thing?
Yeah, look. Yeah, I did. I pull out a Molotov cocktail and a homemade bomb, and I go, I can do this.
And I'm gonna go ahead and ask the group, did you guys notice anything weird or feel like you were being watched by something or someone?
Well, the weird thing is she took the sun, so...
Techno looks at her curiously and goes, "No, I can't say that I have."
Well, I'll
Sorry, what'd you say?
I'll just
Fish
go ahead.
was just staring at the
the little little pets that we have right now.
yeah, making the I keep on forgetting what it's called. The
Moat.
Yeah, I want to say node.
Stellar
moat. The stellar moat is just like spinning around your drone.
I'm gonna go ahead and just tell. I don't know if it was my mind playing tricks on me or this place, but I think there's someone else here.
Well, yeah.
No, not the robots or anything like that. Someone else. When I was in the area finding this drone, I could swear someone was behind.
Yeah, okay, look. From what we could tell, someone started making the bunnies that attacked us. Someone is behind a lot of the shit that's going wrong. Someone fucked up Techno over here, and from my understanding, he might have been intended to be part of this whole, I'm guessing, takeover of the ship or something.
Yes,
Maybe we all were.
I am getting...
Perhaps. I don't know what the
sense.
fuck they plan to do with me or how royally they fucked that up.
I am getting the sense someone was trying to orchestrate.
And it fucked up. And now we're gonna go fuck them up.
I just
But
want
they might have been watching you through, like, nanomachines or something.
to believe
Yeah,
that
but
this was too. I know I felt someone. It's not something I can ignore.
How far away are we?
But
I was
I just
feeling
want the only reason I'm bringing this up is to
somebody's
watch you guys back.
I'd say like
Okay, but did you check for invisibility? Because there's, like, cloaking shit, I'm pretty sure.
I just want to let everyone know that we can when they're either really far from we're far from each other or alone.
Well,
We should probably avoid it.
I agree.
Indeed.
so we're not getting our own rooms?
I mean,
I
we
mean,
can
at
get
the
our own
very
rooms.
least, we.
Well, I see no reason why our rooms can't be next to each
The two guys and the two girls.
other. Or that.
I suppose if you want to bunk with me, you're alright. At first I didn't like you, but now I do.
When we're walking to his room,
yeah.
I'm gonna be trying to play with my if I can figure out stuff with it.
Okay,
Our
yeah.
room, you mean?
Use the correct pronouns.
Okay. So there's now 4 people in this room that when you go back there, it's clean. It's more or less back to the way it was.
Just like in the back of Nade's mind, she's kind of pissed off about that. And she just knocks over the books again, just out of instinct.
All right, so you guys walk in, and the first thing Nate does is just knock a bunch of books over.
I want to search the room.
Okay. If everyone would like to search the room, they
Yeah.
can.
Techno looks
well-
at her like, well, kind of weird, but expected.
I
at
got
this point.
18. I go, well, this is the room. There used to be alcohol right there, but now that's your weapon.
16 for me.
There's
16?
some running
That's a
water and
9.
shit. There's weird people that are in pictures. Yeah. The whole thing just kind of pissed me off, honestly.
That seems to be
18
a common
for
thing
me.
with you.
18? Okay.
Because of the entire situation I'm in, Techno.
So you guys
I
start-
understand.
You guys start systematically, like, going through everything. For the most part, like, anything surface level has already been... You already know there's nothing there. You check under the mattress. You check under the pillows. Eventually, you've worked your way all the way to the bathroom and everything. And Fish, just, why not, opens up the toilet. And
There's already shit in it.
Whose shit is this?
not the bowl, but like the tank, essentially to service it.
Oh.
And
It's gonna turn out Nate is some, like, super secret, like, awesome fucking spy.
there's a note inside.
I'm
What the
beginning
fuck?
to think we all are.
Oh no! Who would hire me to be a
There's
spy?
there's a note inside.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's the
Written
thing.
in
No one would
Orcish.
suspect you're a spy.
Okay, I don't speak Orcish, so
Do
I'll
I?
say, Nade,
Yeah, what?
found something,
Okay.
and I'll bring
It's-
out the note.
It is a written note in Orcish.
Oh, fuck. How common are orcs?
Uh,
I wouldn't know, would I?
well, just for your information, they are relatively common. I'd say they're not like the most common race in the world.
I do
or
know
anything like
orcs.
that. There's a lot of
Show up.
races that are in the
Should probably
area.
write that down.
I'll say in the area that no one's ever heard of, no one's ever seen before, or anything like that. So nobody would be surprised if you were like, "I'm the only orc ever." But yeah, they're relatively common. They're, I would say, slightly less common than humans.
I'm gonna read this note.
You read the note. Okay. The first thing that the note says is, I think that damn cop is on us. You know what to do. No one left. Signed, Ace.
What?
I look at Ace, I go,
Ace,
hey Ace, do me a favor. Well, I don't read it out loud. I just look at it. I glance at Ace. I go, hey Ace, where'd you get that drone?
I'll, go and look over,
The drone is
Her
obviously
shoulder.
police, correct?
What?
Is the drone obviously police?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
big thing on top of it that's a badge.
Hey Ace, where'd you get that drone?
Down near where I woke up. Why?
Yeah,
Was there, let's say, were there any, bodies, perhaps?
No, a lot of empty suitcases.
An airlock, maybe?
Was
So-
there?
Nope.
Okay, well, I might have done something then.
If
I'm going to read off the note to everyone.
Oh,
show it to Ace.
Do you know Orc?
you don't know orc,
I don't know orc.
Okay, I'm gonna read off the note and go, yeah, this was in Orc, Ace. I mean, you...
It's signed
you,
by
like, you
someone
it's signed by
named-
you.
I don't know orcish.
That you know of.
That you know of.
Says
You also
it-
could have translated it.
Say something in Orcish.
I say, you're a fucking idiot. In Orcish, too.
Do I
to
understand
Ace.
him, or can
No.
I make an attempt to like?
you don't know orcish.
And then
What do you want from me?
Haha, I called you an idiot.
I get really just to stare him down. I'm like,
Well, apparently you're my boss or something, but now you're not. I'm your boss. Haha, how the tables have turned.
Does that even work? What are you even on about?
Techno in Orc at this point goes, interesting.
Haha,
Just because he can.
You heard me call him an idiot, didn't tell him. It's
Indeed.
funnier now.
In Orc.
Anyway, what I'm thinking might be happening is you might be some kind of assassin or saboteur or something cool like that and hired me as muscle.
That makes no sense.
But what about the paper? It starts linking things together.
I mean, it's a paper that has, yes, my name on it, but that's the name I found because it's written on my arm!
Yes, but...
Do you see it's shaving here?
Yeah, but...
I wouldn't do this to myself!
That you know of, you might have just gotten your arm tattooed with your own name. Here's the pieces we have to put together.
I mean, what if you knew that you were going to lose your memory?
Yes, I'm the
And
greatest
so
mastermind of all. Yes, I.
Well,
you
no.
might have been.
What if you're
If we were assassins.
what if we're all part of a plot, and we knew we were going to lose our memory, and you were the linchpin, so you put your name on your arm so you'd remember it, so that when the note came up later, we would link it with you.
It might be. This is the only thing we have to go on. We have your name is Ace. This is signed by Ace.
Here's
in
problem.
Orcish,
Oh yeah,
which
it's
would
all
connect
coming
it to
together.
The one problem with this is this drone isn't even mine.
Yeah,
There's a
I
rest of
fucking
man
murdered the cop. I probably
How do you
gave
know?
it to you. Oh, trust me, if I was told to murder a cop, no survivors, I'm pretty sure there'd be no survivors.
Jesse looks so defeated
know-
right now.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with that.
My special skill, apparently, is I can create explosives. I have an entire, catalog of things I want to try in my mind, and I know that flour explodes into an incendiary explosive. I can create bombs just at will. Do you think that I cannot eliminate an entire room of people on your orders?
Again,
This is incredible.
I know. This is amazing. But no, I think there's something else going on here. We're missing something.
Well, we're obviously missing a lot, but we're starting to put things together. Maybe.
One thing all of you guys are realizing is that you're tired and you'd like to go to bed. It's been a long day.
That's the real revelation.
So, where are you guys? How is the sleeping arrangement happening?
I
What's going
have
on?
a room already set up. You could come stay if you want. You two go to the other room, you're dudes.
To the other room.
We'll find another room that's close to where he's at, and then we'll take over that one.
Luxury,
Yeah, we
take the
don't
next
want to be
one.
too far away from each other.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Alright.
whatever the closest room
Just
is.
take the next
Just
one.
as
the
a
one-
heads up, the room that Austin chose is a ways away from the helm and the bridge and all that.
It's next to the,
It's near the shopping areas.
it's next to the shopping area.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Making it a good spot to get more materials and loot.
yeah. I mean, either way is pretty good. Being close to the helm or being close to there.
I
They
feel
both
like
have their pros.
I would like to be closer to food. More than I'd
That's a
like to
good
be
point.
closer to...
That is a
robots.
very good
that's
point.
Solid.
That is an excellent point.
Alright, so we go back. Hey, Travis, did those shitty little robots fix the outside of the door that I carved?
No,
Good.
because you carved into it. They would need
You
to
just make a new door.
they would need to replace panels and stuff like that. That's gonna take them at least a day or two.
If they try.
But you know what they are doing? They
What?
are cleaning up all that chocolate outside the restaurant.
That's fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
No one wants that shitty ass chocolate.
It'll cease to smell like burnt chocolate, which Bert knows.
God, I forgot it was burnt. That's so
Mhm.
unpleasant.
I go...
Imagine,
I don't want to think about that.
It was like burnt chocolate and exhaust.
yeah, imagine being me, who's very sensitive to smells.
I go
It's
in.
even worse.
I go in and I
Well, imagine being all of them after you got drenched and are a wet mouse.
Oh god.
That's fair.
I go in, I gingerly set my pack of explosives and
Yeah.
components down.
Very volatile, Pat. You're just sitting there sweating profusely, setting it down.
Oh
fuck!
I go
I bring
over.
my star closer to take a look.
Yeah. Ooh.
No! Get that away from here!
I'm gonna get some
get out of my laboratory!
nice strong alcohol, and I'm gonna go. Do you want any?
Hey, do you think those assembly oozes can replicate this, and point to the alcohol.
You beautiful fucking... What's your race name?
Kasatha.
You beautiful fucking Kasatha. That's amazing. We need to research this.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the night, you two sneak off to go and make booze. You two guys have the room adjacent. We'll say that it's directly across the hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what are you guys going to do anything for the night? Set up
I'm
anything?
experimenting with my drone and also probably go work on some technical stuff, but mainly just trying to figure out how my drone works.
Okay.
I'm not going to do anything except screw around with...
Gotcha.
Techno will review what has happened that day.
Okay.
Just kind of see if there's any details I may have overlooked or something.
Perfect.
Nate and Fish have a way fucking better time than you guys.
So,
Hey,
the rest of the night,
An entire
you guys...
barrel of vodka.
You all spend the rest of the night in good company and safety.
and vodka can be used for Molotovs.
Cocktails, yeah.
So, we're at time. So, you all go to sleep. No problems. We'll pick up next.
I love you, big fucking fake me.